They tried to play us, but we made the game. Offend these haters, turn that shade to shame.
Believe you me.
Stick with the name that pays. Big Daddy everything.
And they thought I was dumb to rap, but how dumb is that when I'm the running back? Gut punch you in front of you at eye level, see if you gon' stomach that. It's food for thought, but we don't feed them hoes, we don't need them hoes. Eloquent, Big Daddy elephant, just in they element. Intelligence, telling man something they can tell a friend. And
all right, I wasn't making that face. I was looking at something else. I'm not over here behind intros making faces.
You got your timing wrong?
Not making sexy man poses. What's up, everybody? Of course, all my elephants out there, man. Hey, if you haven't subscribed already, man, you're not big time, man. I'll go subscribe and become big time. Our Mentum Elefantes. Brother, I seen a video of a male elephant, a bull elephant, man, giving it. Like, I mean, letting this one female elephant have it. I mean, but he wasn't doing any like strokes or nothing, but just let her have it.
Yeah. Okay.
So I'm gonna send
putting in that work.
It's a pretty recent video I just saw. Anyhow, speaking to the men today, and then whoever else will listen is cool. This is my boy Jeff. Jeff, you want to say what's up to the people? I'll let them know what we're doing here.
Yes, sir. People, what's up? It's good to be here. It's your boy Jeff. This is actually the Big Daddy Energy Podcast. We talk about all things related to manliness. It turns out that anything we decide to talk about is related to man and manliness because we're men, and whatever we want to talk about, that's what we're going to talk about. So that's what we do here, guys. If y'all like the content, if y'all think it's dope, then like the content and tell us that you think it's dope. No big deal. Check us out, man. Rock with us. Solar, this is a good one today, brother. Looking forward to it, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, you're wearing all black.
Yeah. That's because you told me we was finna ride, so I thought I didn't know you meant on the podcast.
Oh, I'm wearing brown. You're wearing a black shirt. I'm wearing a brown shirt.
Yeah, I see what you did there. I see. All right. I now have a black and brown watch. Let's see that.
Got you.
Black and brown champagne.
Let's see, man. Now we're in this thing, man. Our people. So, and might as well get into it, Jeff. All right. So at some point, it's going to be important for men to agree. Would you agree?
I agree. Yeah, I agree.
At some point, brother.
Yeah.
It's going to be important for men to agree. And I would argue that time is now and ever.
Yeah.
But there's so many motivations and there's things that will tug people one way and then tug people another way. Some people, their biggest treasure is children.
Yeah.
Not just their own, but children all over.
Mm-hmm.
While others, their favorite motivation or inspiration is nature.
Mm-hmm.
These kind of, all things that are natural, including animals, butterflies, penguins,
trees,
larvas.
Yes, sir. Larvas, yeah.
I don't know where I come. I don't know either, bro. I don't know.
Well, I was trying to hold it together, brother, but larvas, it's yeah. They love them. They love larvas.
Some people are that serious about stuff, man.
Uh,
And and then some other people, brother, just themselves, man. Like, nah, I'm my biggest treasure, man. I don't care. I only live once. This is how I feel, and nobody ever wants to listen to me anyway. So I'm the only one that cares about me, and I care about me more than I care about everybody else or anything else. And with that, would you say that's kind of true, brother? People kind of have different motivations, brother. Different.
For sure. Yeah, for sure, man. What's interesting is the way this separates through the genders, right?
Mm.
Like typically men care about things and women care about people or something sentient like animals.
I've seen that.
Right.
Seen that.
And obviously not across the board, but at the more extreme levels, that's what you see. And so that tells you that it's overall, that's kind of what it is. And then
generally,
yeah. And then when you break that down, if you were to talk to multiple guys, let's say 7 out of 10 or 6 out of 10 guys care about things more than they do people or children or anything like that. Those things that they care about are different. This guy cares more about what's going on with taxes because his primary motive in life is money.
I'm glad you said that because it could come across as really shallow, right? You say, yeah. You just care about things, and automatically one might go and say, "Oh, the materialistic. These guys are just materialistic and stuff."
Oh yeah, no, that's not what I mean by things.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean more like engineers, like scientists, right?
Gotcha.
Guys are the ones they care about working with rocket fuel or turning, crude oil into usable gasoline.
Got you.
They care about that kind of stuff. There's men that's what they actually think it's fascinating. They care about it and they pursue it with their lives.
It's pretty important stuff at times, right? Sometimes it's pretty important.
Well, yeah, we need it. We need people to do it. And, that's just the way it is. But yeah, I think you're right, brother. You look across, you see some people are motivated by different things. Yeah.
And so because of that, it's a lot harder for us to maybe agree on different ideals because my motivation is different than yours, Jeff. If you were really, really, really into sun gazing, just all the way 100% into it, right? But my favorite type of days are like, this cast of shadows. It's like, it's wonderful outside. It's a real
nice and cloudy
day. Yeah. Brother, if we're talking, it's going to be, how hard it's going to be for us to agree, you and I.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm having a terrible day. You're having a wonderful day.
I come outside, I say, isn't it beautiful outside? I'll say to you, man, isn't it so beautiful? Look, it's so nice. The weather's nice and breezy. It's cloudy day.
It'd be a lot better if these clouds moved around, but.
Oh, actually, no, it wouldn't. That would ruin everything because it would be dreadfully hot.
Yeah, but we need the sun and the heat. I miss it.
Well, I would say there's plenty of heat around.
Yeah, hopefully it clears up tomorrow.
Hopefully we have this kind of overcast for at least a week.
All right, well, you have a good week. All right, I guess. Hopefully you have a good week then. So I'll talk to you next week.
Well, you obviously don't believe that.
I'll see you later.
There's nothing about my week that you like. And also because of that, I just found that out. I realized that you hate me and my kind.
Okay, Tim, you're going too far here.
No, I'm not going to.
I just don't like it when it's cloudy. It feels gloomy. And Sarah just left me like 2 weeks ago. And
well, that has nothing to do with me. And it seems like you can't get enough of sunny days. There's plenty of sunny days, and there should be some cloudy days, and there should be half and half.
That's me walking away.
You're insufferable. POS.
Yeah.
So we got to take that into consideration, right, Jeff? If we're saying, oh, who holds what's right, and then there's people on both sides of the spectrum. Or if we say, man, this thing just doesn't seem right, we have to take into consideration, brother, that maybe perhaps your most valuable thing is not the same as the person that lives on your same street, but just in the first house down there. They may not value the same things you value, Jeff. So what's right to you and what's right to them may differ, brother. So who actually does hold it?
That's pretty good. It's a good question.
Good question. Okay. I say that because I'm flummoxed. That's a new word that I learned this week, but I heard two people say it.
That's a pretty damn cool word. Say it again.
Flummoxed.
That's pretty cool.
I appreciate it. Yeah. Yes, sir. I heard it from Stephen A. Smith. He's really good vocabulary, very good.
Yeah. Could you? Oh no, go ahead. I'm listening.
Oh, then I heard it from a news anchor, and so
in the same week.
Same week, yes, sir. So
that's pretty cool, man.
I said the first time I heard it, I said I've never heard that word before, but I like it. And context clues will tell you what he's saying. And then I heard somebody else say it. I said, people out here knowing this word?
Yeah.
Because he's not in the same circles as Stephen A. Smith. So people out here really just knowing this SAT word on me, and I don't.
Brother, that's a level 17 word.
So flummoxed is an adjective, and it means bewildered or perplexed.
Okay.
He became flummoxed and speechless. All right. So the actual definition is I guess that's all it says, bewildered or perplexed. But yeah, some kind of English word. The origin was in English.
Okay. So if I am flummoxed, then I need to explicate.
There you go. Or someone needs to explicate to you, right?
Someone needs to explicate.
That's good.
All right.
That's good.
Cool, man. Flummoxed. I like that.
It's all right, right? You can use that one.
Yeah, I think I'll use it at work tomorrow. All right.
Yes, sir. So I'm flummoxed by this situation with man, what's her name? Actually, well, let's just call her Jane Roe.
Oh yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
McCorvey, I think. Norma.
Yeah, Norma McCorvey.
Yeah.
I'm flummoxed by her because, or perplexed. Let me, since I can just interchange perplexed. What really perplexes me about her situation is that she seemed to be making very strong stances. But throughout her life, she would make a very, very strong, determined stance against one thing, and then she would do it again, but it was actually for that same thing instead of against.
Yeah.
And so she kind of did it.
That is very strange, brother.
I mean, strong stances, brother, and very public. And Jane Roe, she is who's behind this Roe v. Wade, Roe versus Wade thing. And so as I'm trying to study what she considered the most important, it's hard, brother. It's hard to it's really hard to determine what it is that she was the most serious about.
Yeah.
I'd like to know some of your thoughts about feminism, because it's a very loud voice right now. Feminism, and then some of the other, what you called isms, and how it relates to, see if we can come out and determine what's right, or who holds the answer to what is right and what's wrong.
Okay. So I'll just give some thoughts. I don't know everything, and I don't have a whole lot of solutions for all the problems, right? But I'll just share my thoughts. So whenever I hear this ism attached to an idea or to a word, what you typically find is ideology attached to it. And then it's usually like a subsect of a larger group of ideology.
Okay.
Right. And so you have like feminism, right? And then
Okay.
where do you find feminism? Well, you find it amongst the Democrats. And that's right next to the socialisms, right? And then it's like a branch. And then if you continue to go up the ladder, you might see communism, and then it's like all of this stuff, and it's all kind of connected. And so you have to pick a side at some point, and that's kind of what these isms do.
Capitalism, right?
Capitalism would be on the other side. You're right. You won't find feminism on the same side as capitalism. They might be kind of close, and you might get people that bounce back and forth because more people in America like capitalism than they would admit, right? I think most people that are talking about socialism actually like capitalism because you have to have it to bring on socialism. So my point is this is these are all ideas. A lot of these ideas we've seen in the past, and we've seen them not work. Some of these ideas, we don't know what the ramifications of them are. And some of them are very new, new. But ultimately, they are simply ideas. This is ideology. And it's this idea that we can do this thing, or we should be doing this thing. And then we take it to the powers that be and request that they give us this idea that we have. Right. Craig, what's up,
how's it going, fellas?
Craig, me up, Craig.
Craig, tomorrow I was supposed to call you about that, but tomorrow we
okay.
If you're free, brother, we need to holler at you.
Yeah. Yeah.
But hit me up because seriously, we got to holler at you tomorrow if at all possible.
Yep. Yeah, and so you have the ideas that are presenting to the powers that be, right? So Roe v. Wade shows up, and it was the case that we see, and there's a lot of deception around the case, right? That we can look back on and see it, but it's basically attached to this movement, this feminist movement, saying to the government who makes the rules and decides what the rules are and interprets the law that was already written by that government, and they say, hey, let this thing exist, or make it mandatory for everyone to allow it, and that's what happened, right? The government said, okay, fine, we won't allow anybody to stop this from happening. You know what I'm saying? And then that government just kind of came back and said, no, we're going to leave it up to the individual states. Anyhow, I'm kind of trailing off here. Ultimately, here's my thoughts on it, brother. Here's what I'm getting at is ideas have always been very detrimental because there are fundamental ways that things need to be done, right? And there's no way around it. In many cases, it will only work one way. And that's with everything. That's why math is such a straightforward subject. Right now there is ideology within math, even, right? When you start looking at logic and all of this, right? But ultimately, it's like, here's the fundamentals, and we stick to them, and that's what'll work. So anytime someone brings in ideas, it's a problem.
So when you say, so you're saying thinking, people that think.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Because listen, here's the deal, man. Innovation is awesome. It's great. And I think innovation is what we should be thinking about. Innovation is where people's thoughts should be.
I like that. So we're wasting our thinking power
Absolutely. We should be trying to
on
figure
all
out.
this stuff. We should be having creativity.
We should have creativity at the forefront. That's what we always did. That's why within the 200 years that America's been a country, 250 years that America's been a country,
Right.
we've gone from electricity to now. You know what I'm saying? Like we invented electricity, we invented the zipper, we invented ATM machines, cell
Yep.
phones, internet, computers, laptop.
Yep.
Right? We found a better way and a cheaper way to make automobiles.
Yep.
We found a better way to make fast automobiles,
Yep.
airplanes, helicopters.
Yep.
We invented all this, guys, right here. And it's because you had the freedom to build a business and to run that business. And then you also had the freedom to innovate. You didn't have to work with the government over your shoulder trying to tell you what to do. And then if the government wanted access to your stuff, they had to come buy it from you. Right. And so there was a guy that invented a chemical compound that consisted of, I think, bleach and hot sauce. And he used it on his boats to get rid of all the, what is that stuff called, man? I always want to call it succubus. But that's not what it is. It's like algae. It's like the sea larva, whatever it is that goes on the bottom of the ship. He would pour it on the bottom of his boats to get it off of his boats. And then it was hot sauce and bleach. And they wouldn't attach themselves to the boat and just deteriorate the metal. The Navy bought that patent from him. The dude used it on his ships and then started selling it. The Navy came and bought it from him, made him a millionaire, multimillionaire. These are good things.
You think so?
Innovation, brother. Yeah, because he wouldn't have done that if there wasn't an opportunity to make money from doing it. You know what I'm saying? And we'd still be out there scrubbing this stuff. So that's where our energy and thoughts need to be, I think, more so than.
I wonder. As you're saying that, I'm just thinking about the inventions that have been made, and more, I just see us losing. Our humanity,
Yeah,
just more and more, because of all the things that are made. You know, when I go to the bank, brother, I don't want to go through the bank teller. I don't want to go to the ATM. I actually do want to go inside and talk to people. That's always been my thing.
Mhm.
And now it's getting harder and harder because they're not staffing people in these banks. They just don't want them there.
Yeah.
And
You
I
have to
want-
learn how to use this machine now.
Right. And I want to see people, man. You know, I actually do. I want to go in there and see people as they are still trying to understand life, man. I want to say a few things to them, they say a few things back. But the more creative, because I get it, brother, not saying that creativity is bad, because I wouldn't dare say that. Right? Creativity helps us to continue to be alive. Helps us. But if we don't have a common goal,
Mhm.
brother, I might as well go make a laser,
Yeah.
because there's no common goal. We're not all like thinking towards the same thing. I'm gonna go make a laser, and I'm gonna sell it to whoever wants it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Even the shady guys that barely
It
speak
doesn't
English.
matter. It doesn't
The
matter.
shady guys in the back alley that
That has nothing to do with me.
only know 4 English words.
It
You will
doesn't-
buy your laser.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
absolutely, brother. Obviously, being creative, innovating. There's a reward. What you're saying is there's a reward system if you're innovative. You're saying that
Right. Right.
this place supports you to be innovative. I can see that being very true, but I also see a huge problem if we're not all thinking in a similar direction.
Right. And this is where this ism comes into play. These isms are the thing that are separating us enough to keep us from benefiting more from the innovation.
Oh man.
Because, brother, the innovation is happening at a rate faster than we can keep up with. And we are nowhere close to maximizing our potential in the way we can connect to one another. Imagine if the nation was on the same page. What would
That's
be
right.
getting done right now, brother? We would have online think tanks towards economics, towards solving real problems like maybe a solar panel that can charge at least half the United States, right? We could have real think tanks going on online with the smartest kids from all over the country. And it could be done televised in front of everybody.
Right. If we
And the
weren't
whole
so-
country could watch it and we could all chime in. But we're so damn divided. We're arguing about whether or not women should be able to do this extra thing that nobody else can do. And it's ridiculous. If y'all want it, then get it the way we got it.
Hmm.
Or go sit down, or go be quiet, That's it.
So I want to play. I want to come from the woman's perspective.
Okay.
And don't take it easy on me. Okay? Just because I imaginatively have exquisite breasts.
I imagine that your breasts are quite nice.
Don't do that. All right. So I'm gonna be because it's only right,
Mhm.
because we're gonna get to the bottom of who holds what's right and all that. So a lady, her perspective is like this, and I don't speak for all women, obviously, but just to prove that I hear what some of the ladies are saying. That driver. Okay. We want to be able to have a say in how the rest of our existence goes. And in the past, we were silenced. Our thoughts didn't seem like they were good enough. And we can see a lot of the flaws. Now, true enough, y'all made the world, whatever, the world is yours. It's man's world. But we see so many flaws, and we really, 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 really want to be included. And now that we have been included a little bit, we are actually, and I no one wants to admit this as females, but we're actually addicted to it.
Okay.
We're addicted to the inclusion that y'all have given us so far. And we're getting used to it. And so we're going to push this as far as we can, because who knows when we'll be able to talk again. Who knows when we'll be able to be protected. And if y'all won't protect us as a whole, then we need to protect ourselves. And that includes financially, that includes socially and politically. And to be quite honest, some of these things we could actually do better than y'all, I think. And I'm not sure, because we've never had to do it.
You've never had a chance. Yeah.
We've never had to deal with the kind of consequences y'all would have to deal with. But from my point of view, it looks like we might be able to do it better with your help, though.
Okay. So let me say this. I agree with you on some of those points. I think that with the change in technology, with the change in the way we deal with one another, the way men deal with women in this country, especially, I think there is a new world on the horizon, in a world where we can work together in a different way than we've ever worked in the past. However,
thank you.
I want to remind you hold on. I want to remind you that women and men have worked harmoniously together since the beginning of time. And we know this because since record of man and woman working together, we've seen some of the world's most beautiful empires rise and fall to rise again. Men and women have always worked very well together. Women have always played a very instrumental part in the world that we live in. And it's never there's never been a time in history as a whole where any society or any country could have sustained itself by treating women very poorly. It never would have worked. And it never has happened. Have women been treated poorly in the past by certain people or by certain ideas? Yes. Ideology has hurt women more than men have hurt women. And so the idea that women are finally in a good place, this just isn't true. I think technology has helped women get more involved, right? Prior to 1895, there wasn't proper sanitary stations anywhere for women, right? Now there is, and so you guys have that. And then, technology has allowed us to get a lot of work done in a way that's not so physically laborious, and in that way, women can now be more part of the workforce than ever before, right? In 1755, there was no Kmart managers, there's no store managers. You see what I'm saying? So the world we live in is different, but women have always worked very well with men. And I think moving forward, whatever women want, they can have, so long as they do what it takes to get it. And I think if you're asking that men help you get what you want, this won't work, because this is not harmony. That breaks the harmony that men and women have always had, where men are going and building and conquering this chaotic world. With all of your help, as valuable as it is, if you ask us to stop this momentum, to give you extra stuff so that you can enjoy the ride, then we lose momentum, and I think we lose our pace forward.
Okay, well, obviously you're intimidated, and you just don't want to be one-upped by a woman, and so it doesn't matter. You're right. Whatever we can get is what we'll get. And so don't ask us to stop.
Okay.
Because we're not going to stop. I am woman. Hear
don't
me
say
roar.
It. Please don't say it. Damn it. Okay, roaring woman, go get your thing. In the meantime, if you could please exit left. That is the woman's exit.
Boy, you're going to pay for that.
Mm-hmm.
And you said you did comment about my breast, and so you are gonna go down.
Breast.
Yeah. Well, go ahead, keep making a joke out of it. I'll see how much of a joke it is when you're coughing up all your money. And you lose your position. And I'll just take it.
Well, may the breast man win.
For the most part, brother, that's what they're saying. Is that
my response might have been too long, brother. My bad. I kind of got into it.
No, that was good.
That was good, though. That's a good point. Yeah, you made some. I can see that, brother. I think that does shed some light.
Excuse me, because obviously women are not reduced to just being mothers,
right?
Baby makers. Obviously, just go outside and look at how much can be done with the help of a woman. So obviously,
yeah.
But sometimes that's how they feel. You know that women have feelings, man. And their feelings are hurt, Jeff. Their feelings are hurt by us saying, no, not right now. Just sit down. We'll take care of it. Just go sit down. We got this. And she's over here rolling her sleeves back, thinking that this is a perfect way to help. This is I'm perfect for this. Yeah, I'm ready. And us men are saying, actually, no, this is what I was made to do this. Please, can you go help with X, Y, Z?
Mm-hmm.
It is possible that men could delegate better. Us men, we could actually do a better job delegating. Because true enough, women are bored with the traditional roles. I'm just letting you know this is what's happening. It's not that they're saying, I never want to be a mother. I never want to wash dishes. I never want to clean the house. No, it's they're saying all I do is wash the dishes. All I do is pick up the kids. And because I've been exposed to so much education, which it was just men dealing with a lot of this education before. So because I've been exposed to so much education and I learned very fast,
Yeah.
I'm overqualified
To do that. Yeah.
to be stuck. Not saying that I won't do it, but to be stuck just doing this. So you think about, let me show you a civilization that would work and would work for it. It's working perfectly in the Serengeti. Is the way that a lion, male lion, and then the lionesses do their thing. There's many cultures where the masculine goes and brings home the food, does all that, and then everybody else just kind of partakes in it a little bit.
Right.
But in the lion pride, brother, they're overqualified to just sit back and wait.
Oh yeah, brother.
They're overqualified, and there's too
Nah.
many of them to just sit around and do nothing.
Yeah.
So if we as men, I'm not saying that hierarchy is the only one that would work, but it's something that it is definitely something to look at and say, wait, maybe I'm not delegating enough. Is the reason why we can't get along.
Right. That's a good point. Yeah.
It's quite possible that they are bored, Jeff. Look at how sharp their tongues are when they say things back to us.
Yeah.
And they're only bringing it from, how is it so effective if it's only coming from feelings? Golly, I'm over here giving you logic topics. and
that was feelings?
That was feelings.
You said something that I told you 3 months ago because of today feelings?
Yes, sir.
Today feelings? You brought up my dad? Damn it, man.
Yeah, brother. And
Yeah.
so they're offended. They feel looked over. They are very capable of doing so many things. We as men probably should get out in front of them and delegate a little more. Now that's not what the whole topic is about today, but
Right.
it's definitely something to look at, right? Kind of look at that.
Yeah, for sure, brother.
Kind of.
For sure. Yeah. Yeah.
I
That's a
had no
good
idea
point.
yeah. I had no idea we were going to go there, brother. But it's something. Okay, so you were talking about isms. Let's go back to so we just kind of addressed this feminism thing. Now there's some women, I'm sure, who are, mortal enemies of men. That it doesn't matter
for sure,
what we say or do, or they want blood. And
yeah, I think most of the more vocal women right now are inching towards that.
Yeah.
Most of the women that are more vocal right now, they're getting more and more towards that hatred towards men, man.
Yeah, because it's hard for a person who lives inside feelings, lives there.
Yeah.
For you to tell them, calm down, your argument is emotional. Calm down, your argument is emotional. What are they have no choice but to not calm down and hate you.
Yeah, you might get throat punched.
Yeah.
No, I get it.
You're not listening to me because of XYZ. So I don't say that to excuse anybody, brother. I don't condone that kind of stuff at all. I condone maturity, I condone having a very well thought out position. I condone all that, but it's just understanding, having a little bit of understanding all this stuff.
Yeah. I think another good step to I didn't cut you off.
I was mid thought. Go ahead.
No, go ahead, brother. Go ahead. Do you think?
You would have kind of saved me.
Oh, okay. So, I think something to add to that is because you brought up something about men delegating more, and I think men did drop the ball at some point. It was sometime around World War II when most of the men were like gone. fighting and the factories were empty, we relied heavily on women to pick up the mantle, to take care of the home, right? The homestead. When men got back, we wanted that over with. And women were like, not having it, bro. No, we've been working full-time jobs since you've been gone. We can do this. We don't need you to do it. I think it would be a good idea for men to question tradition. And that's what I'm getting at, is for men to every so often look at traditional values that you may hold and question them, find out where they come from, right? Because there's a fundamental baseline for tradition, right? Sol and I are Hebrew men, and so our fundamental baseline is going to be the tradition instilled by our forefathers, and we'll go there, right? And every so often we have to take a look at our traditional values and see, is there anything in here that we've added because we got used to things being a certain way that we don't really need, right? Right. Like I don't eat pork. And so I've taken on eating turkey sausage, for example. At some point, if I'm not careful, that could become something where I have to eat it now. And it's like, wait a minute, no, you don't have to eat the turkey. You only did it because you couldn't eat pork.
Gotcha.
You see what I'm saying? And so you have to question these traditions, these motives, and kind of get back to the basic why. Because is it such a bad thing that the women are out in the yard selling purple linen and bringing that money back home? That's in the Bible. That's what a wise woman does.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So when women were hitting the workforce, I think men didn't handle it very well. And ever since then, men and women in this country have been kind of fighting at each other about the evolution of that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So as a result of not delegating properly, instead, we should have opened it with welcome arms. Like, yeah, no, women, get out there and bring money back home. You know what I'm saying? I think that would have been a better way to approach it. But
I could see that. But they wanted to come home from war and have babies.
Who did? The men?
Yeah. That's
oh yeah, that's yeah.
Remember the baby boomers?
Well, that's not.
Get in here. Put that down and get in here.
But they need me at the factory. I work at 8 to 5.
I'll give you 8 to 5.
Oh my God, John. That's a good point too.
You got to feel them, right? Look at both of these.
Of course,
both of these positions. She's like, no, I can do this. Like I can do it. I've been doing it. And if you could just leave me alone for a little while, I'll just, and the man's like, woman, I've been at war. I could have died,
Yeah.
How can you not look at that, brother? Yeah.
No, you're right. You're right. Of course.
So who holds, we're getting, 3/4 into this discussion, right? Who holds or what holds? Who holds what is right? It's a good question, right, Jeff? Since we talked about all this stuff and you can see points from all the different places.
It's good. Yeah.
Right.
It's a good question.
In my estimation, and I'm 41. It's just got here. I'm saying.
Yeah.
Imagine me trying to tell all of mankind from the past, hey, y'all, suck.
You guys all should have knew this. I think I figured it out. Yeah.
But if I just use my own family alone, just my family, I would go to my family and say, wow, look at us now and look where we want to be.
Mm-hmm.
And we're not where we want to be. But when were we closest to where we wanted to be? When were we closest? That was 9 years ago. Okay, well, what was happening 9 years ago? Let's go back to 9 years ago. Where were we at? Well, of course, babe. But we were this and this, that, and there was this going on, and there was that going on. Well, why'd we change it? Well, it was horrible. Like we were going through this because of that. Yeah, but who's to say that was horrible? Let's look back, and that's when we were actually the most healthy, the most loving, the most helpful to one another. So who's to say that was such a horrible thing? And then you'll look at it and say, well, why did we call that? Yeah, because we really had a problem with that. Why did we consider that so horrible? I don't know. I guess we were looking at other people and we try to change it up to and brother, listen, that was the time where we got the best results. Mankind, family, relationship. That was the best time of people to people relations that we ever had. It was during this one thing, and it's because we could only focus. Okay, fine. It was maybe a little bit more financially burdensome, but we could focus on the things that mattered the most.
Right.
Since we didn't have all this money to just go and I'm going to have my life over here because I'm rich. Well, I'm going to have my life over here because you're rich. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And just,
yeah.
You know, and we thought,
I get it. Yeah, I get it.
Right. We just thought for sure this is the better way, is when we can all do whatever we want. But if we all of us, if we all do whatever we want, we will be destroyed because we were not designed. Look at how close we are, brother. We're not. Look at how similar we are. Brother. How many people are 6 foot, Jeff? Almost all of them, right? How many men are 6 foot?
Yeah.
Golly, man.
Yeah.
So many of them, right?
Of course,
How many men also have a black beard with you, Jeff? How many?
Yeah, almost all of them, brother.
Almost all of them.
Yeah.
Almost all of them. And here we are, choosing all these differences like all we see anymore, brother. It's just our differences, difference.
That's a good point, brother. Yeah.
But if we could go back to when was the sweetest time, let's use this nation. When was the sweetest time of this nation, man? Was it the 70s? Because it might have been, brother. Right? Because there was okay, we got to correct this issue. Well, I don't know if that's the exact way to correct it, but let's talk about it. And then there was this, money.
Yeah.
And just right there in that sweet spot, Jeff, where we were like, well, let's just focus on loving each other. Brother, the 70s fine. You still hear about that, don't you? The 70s?
Yeah, it could have been the 70s, brother.
It could have been.
Could have been, brother. Yeah. I would guess like the 40s, 50s after the Great War.
So maybe it's cyclical, right?
Yeah, maybe it is.
Let's look back then. Let's put a little bit of the 70s, mix it with what was going on in the 40s. Talk to me about that.
Yeah, everyone just got back from war, brother. We won. We won the war, the Great War.
Okay.
America won. America was doing great, brother. We had some issues, but I think everyday people. I was just watching a video about a guy who was born in like the 30s. He was telling his day-to-day life, brother, and it was just so it was like peaceful, man. It was very simple. You dressed nicely, you went out to have fun, you respected people, and you worked hard, and then you got what you want for your work. Yeah, throughout the 40s and 50s, like if you worked your butt off, man, you could buy a home, and you could get a wife, the one that you want, and have children with her, and grow old with her, brother. That's what a lot of people, almost everybody, was doing that.
Is that around the time where like milk would come around in the bottles? And...
Yeah, that was it. That was it. Yep, the paper man would drop the stack of newspapers off.
There were nice automobiles.
Yeah.
Not a huge variety of them, but
yeah, TV was brand new. Not that many people had it, so it was right before TV was like super popular, man. You know what I mean? TV was a thing, but not everybody had it. So you kind of had to go interact with people to see people. You couldn't just turn the TV on.
Pop soda was like a treat and not a beverage. It wasn't like an everyday beverage, right?
Yeah, the raunchiest thing happening was Elvis's hip gyrations. That was the craziest thing going on. That was wildness. It was totally wild. That he was fully dressed, shaking his hips. It was a more innocent time, brother. It was a far more innocent time in America, man.
So we got the 40s and the 70s. Yeah. What about before the 40s?
It's pretty rough. I don't know. It's pretty rough, brother.
Well, not the 30s, not the 20s, not the.
Yeah.
How about
turn of the century?
Turn of the century. How was that?
I think it was pretty good. The Industrial Revolution, brother.
Okay, you had
the world became industrious.
Okay. You had people working on trying to become uh trying to fly and trying to
Yeah,
you had the
manufacturing.
locomotives. Yeah, you had manufacturing.
Yeah, it
People
felt like anything could be done.
so
Anything was
people
possible.
so people were very busy around that time.
Very
All right,
busy,
let's
man.
I think we might be on to something, Jeff. So being busy,
That's a big deal.
that's turn of the century.
hmm
Okay. Being respectful and decent,
That's yep,
that was in the 40s, right?
yep,
And grateful because we just won the war, right?
yep. Everybody was happy. War was won.
Respectful and grateful. And then in the 70s, loving one another.
Yeah, I think the idea that you could actually work towards having a decent life and that actually being a reality, that played a big part in it, brother. I don't know what you would call that.
Which one? Where did that land in?
That was in the middle, the second
The
one,
40s.
the 40s. Yeah, like hard work could actually get you somewhere in life.
And that really that's kind of sums up being respectful, decent, and grateful. Because
Yeah, that's
why would
true.
you
Yeah,
work hard if you weren't grateful and decent?
that's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, nowadays, working hard is not gonna get you anywhere. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you couldn't build a life for yourself being a mailman in today's world.
I got you. No, of course. Today's world, we all agree that this is not it.
Yeah, this
So we're
ain't it.
looking at the times when things were, it just seemed like it was working the best. So the turn of the century, when people were very busy, they were really, really working on trying to either make a name for themselves or build up structures for this place, and people just had really great ideas and they could work towards them because the infrastructure actually supported it, right?
Yeah, factors are going up everywhere. Big
Right.
deal, man.
Being just just having that everyday grit, working, respecting one another, being decent, being grateful, winning the war, actually having some uh I don't know, just kind of having some your morals in place. Then and it didn't really matter what you looked like, even though there was a lot of that, oh, your kind, my kind, but for the most part, uh even if you did yours over there and I did mine's over here, it worked, right?
It worked. Yeah, yeah.
And then in the 70s, brother, they did a good job with saying, listen, I don't care about all this stuff. I just want to enjoy my existence with you, alongside you.
Yeah, and to bring up a point from earlier, that's when creativity, I think, was at its best in America.
Mm,
Is during that time, because if you look at what's going on today, when we say retro or vintage or the classical style,
right.
brother, that's when that style started,
Got you.
right? That's when the best music that we've ever had
Some really good music.
it came out then. The best music the world has ever known.
Pink Floyd,
That's the yeah,
uh,
Jimi Hendrix, Cream. That's some of the best
some
music the
pretty
world's ever
big
seen,
some
brother.
pretty big music there, Jeff.
It's huge. It's massive, right?
Okay, yes, sir.
Cars. Look at how cars turned. Look what they turned into. Watches, style, the way people dressed. I mean, brother, it was the creativity. I think it left a permanent impression in the fabric of what is America. So much so that we're like 50 years later going back to it, brother. We've gone back to it like four times, brother. In the 90s, bell bottoms came back.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? They came back again in the mid 2000s, and that stuff's coming back, brother. It's
got you.
always coming back, man. That was the most, I guess, art expressive time.
Oh, brother, as I look at this stuff, I can't help but to notice that there's some literature, brother, that actually leans on these, like the tenets of this literature actually it spells this stuff out. Yeah, love one another. Golly, man. Let's see.
Wait a minute. Yes,
Six
continue.
6 days you shall work and not 5. Let's see. Gratitude, faith, and perseverance.
I've seen all this before.
Oh, man.
Wait a minute. Honoring your parents? Is that a deal? Is that a
Honoring your parents, yeah.
Yeah. Interesting how that works, huh?
It's interesting, man. That the right way, we've seen it, brother. We've seen it. And I wonder if the scriptures, I wonder if we could all look at the scriptures and say, this is it. Scriptures is not here to take away from anyone. Doesn't take away from anyone.
No.
You know, we're the country, not we, but the country is wrapping up Pride Month here in a few days.
Yep.
And for whatever reason, it's hard for, let's just call people with alternative lifestyles to accept religion. And I said religion on purpose. Hard for them to accept religion. Because religion tells them that they are not worthy of experience.
Yeah.
Religion is saying you cannot experience.
Yeah.
Everybody else can have a life experience, but you can't. Everybody else can have some form of self-expression and acceptance, but you cannot. And so why wouldn't you be flamboyant, brother? You know what I'm saying? Y'all hate us anyway. I remember when I was a thug, Jeff. When I was a thug.
I was just thinking about that, brother.
Absolutely.
Once I realized I was an outcast, yeah.
Push it all the way, right?
FTW, brother.
Yeah,
both
FTW.
fingers in the air, brother. Stay like that. Anywhere and everywhere, brother.
Yeah, I'm a reject. What does it matter anyway? Why do you
Yeah.
care? Why do you care? Do whatever I want.
Yeah.
I remember speaking with a person. His name was Lyric. He looked like a girl, talked like a girl, but I knew he was not a girl because they didn't let girls in there. Okay.
Oh, you're at a all men's facility.
Yes, sir.
School.
So I knew it was not a girl.
Yeah.
And I had to explain to this individual that I can relate. And obviously, I have nothing. There's nothing feminine, and there's nothing you can point at that's feminine about me at all. Right?
Yeah, it goes without saying, bro. You didn't have to.
Right. Yeah, I don't want to put emphasis on that. Just just kind of showing the point, because I'm talking to this person and he can't see what I'm talking about. It's just to say I can relate.
Right.
But I explained to him, when I was rejected and I was just going as hard as I possibly could the wrong way. I actually learned to flourish. I did. I learned to flourish in that. And you don't care anyway. And when people try to tell me that they cared, I knew that they had something else in mind, which was probably to make them feel better that they got through. I got through to the menace. Everybody else tried and they couldn't, but I did, and I could. And so that's all you're doing, and I knew it. That's all you're trying to. You're over here, Joe. Yeah. I'm not trying to hear it, player. You know what I'm saying? I'm already here.
Yeah.
Should have caught me before I got here. And that person and I, we would actually talk
Yeah.
quite often, brother. Quite often. Because I knew that the Most High God hadn't killed him yet.
Yeah.
Or allowed him to die. That's the only thing I knew, Jeff. I don't know, what I'm saying, if what plans God had for him, or if he was going to be used in a special way. I don't know. I just know that God hasn't taken him out. That's all I knew.
Yeah.
That's all I knew.
Just like you hadn't been taken out.
Just like I hadn't been taken out.
Yeah.
And if we take religion out, because obviously you and I both know this, Jeff, that religion, it's just a word, Jeff, man. That's all it is, brother. It's just a word, man.
People doing stuff.
Just doing stuff. They don't even care, half of them. Half of them don't even care.
Yeah.
And we get more into true compassion and true concern.
Mm-hmm.
And we can actually get further with that than anything else. And take it away from society to say what this is and what this isn't. You know what I'm saying, brother? I don't know what they feel. Whether it's sexually or it's just like romantically, I have no idea what they feel, but I don't. So I can't, brother, imagine me saying, stop having the best feeling that you've had since you were, you know what I'm saying? Stop it.
Yeah, no one's gonna convince me to quit having sex with women, brother. So if what they feel is similar,
right,
I'm not even gonna try, brother. You're not gonna get me to stop having sex with women.
What are you doing?
Yeah.
If they feel the most complete
Mm-hmm.
being in a relationship with someone that's the same sex as they are. It's not saying that I understand or I agree. I'm not saying any of those things. I'm just saying if that is the case, brother, if they say you just don't understand, then I'll go ahead and take that seat, brother. That seat where they say you don't understand, I'll go ahead and sit right there, brother.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? Because I don't. You're right. You just don't understand. If they said that to this person,
right.
I can have that. That's my assigned seat.
Of course, brother. I have more things to be writing down and thinking about.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
I only just don't understand, and that's cool. But I do know that there's this gracious God, and just like I could tell a person, listen, homie, watch out, bro. You don't understand, right, Jeff? You can say the exact same thing.
Yeah.
And you could really mean it, like, bro. Don't
you see this chair that says I don't understand? You need to be sitting in this chair, bro.
Sit down right there.
Anywhere but this chair gets you put in jail, man.
Exactly. Right? So
yeah.
So I feel that if I had to tell somebody, they're like, but why'd you have to like shoot people? Listen, man, listen. The fact that you're asking that question, you just don't understand. But I know that the gracious God, that this gracious God, there's this gracious God that I heard about. I haven't seen with my own eyes. I've only just heard about it. And he's telling me I'm not for that. That stuff that you're doing, right? That stuff that you've been doing all this time. Before you ever did it the first time, I'm not for that. I'm not for that. And now look how deep in you are. And you knew I'm not for that. That stuff that you're doing, I'm not with that. I'm not doing that. I don't want you to do it. It's going to destroy you, and it's going to destroy others. And I don't want it. And you got to cut it out. If you love yourself, if you love others, if you love me, you got to cut that stuff out. And I had to come to grips with maybe I'm not right. It doesn't matter how I feel. It doesn't matter how many people don't understand. Maybe I am causing destruction more than I should. And I am only thinking about myself and my passions and my disappointments. And you've outlived everyone. Maybe you're right. And if you are, you're gonna have to change everything. That's all I know. I want to be able to experience life, and this is all I know. These experiences that's what's kept me going this entire time. Thug life. And if there's a God, it's his move. Because I put the money on it that he holds what's right.
They tried to play us, but we made the game. Offend these haters, turn their shade to shame.
Believe you me.
Stick with the name that pays. Big Daddy everything.